Welcome to the 38th episode of the Sawdust Nation podcast with a fun-filled, exciting episode ahead of us. With us joining in a new state is Nick over at MPG Creations and Josh over at North Country Woodworking and myself, AJ, over at Crafted and NJ. I have to know, Josh. I'm sorry. I'm getting your name confused. You moved states, and I'm thinking you're Josh now. Nick, did anything change with our sponsors since you moved down to Texas? Or are they still the same outstanding sponsors?
Well, partner, I don't rightly think they changed much. But I'd like to give a good old shout-out to Totalboat Epoxy. Because Totalboat Epoxy is absolutely fantastic. Go ahead and give them a shout-out. Give them a look on Instagram. And visit their website at www.totalboat.com. And next up there, partner, I'm just saying.
I might need a stronger drink for this.
Don't mess with Texas. Anyway, next up there, partner, we have Jtechphotonics. Jtechphotonics makes outstanding laser platforms for your CNC needs. Go ahead and give them a visit at www.jtechphotonics.com. And pew, pew. That's gonna be it for our sponsors. Did anybody check out that link we sent out on our Instagrams regarding
I did.
Orca abrasives?
I did too.
Yeah? Well,
Are
yeah.
you asking us or the audience?
I'm asking everybody. Because if you didn't, go check it out, and you can go ahead and get 10% off on your Orca abrasives order by following the link and using the promo code. So, yeah, do that. But until then, I gotta know, Josh, what's going on in your shop there, partner?
How do you follow that up? I mean,
you can't. You just go along with it. I don't know if you call him partner. I don't know if I don't know.
Are we
allowed
I got nothing
to?
Else. I mean, we're Northeast. I mean, is that a thing?
I don't know. I mean, ours is just like Guy. What's going on, Guy?
Anyway, moving on. So, in the shop, I've been completing projects. The table's been built. I actually delivered the kitchen table.
Nice,
yeah.
Nice. I just had to clarify.
So, to kind of backtrack a little bit, thanks, AJ. I did a going away gift for a chief of 20 plus years. That was made of walnut, and it had the stripes, their name, the time in service, and then the senior NCO creed on the back. The plan on that is everyone will be signing it with some silver marker, permanent marker of some sort, and that'd be the gift for them. I'm pretty sure they don't listen to the podcast, so it's safe to go through that. Actually, we'll be making a second one here for another chief that'll be leaving the Air Force. So, yeah, it's a twofer one. AJ, you have a question?
I know you were having some issues with the vector image on that patch. Did you get it squared away?
Yeah, actually, I did. I went ahead and took it into... Where did I do that? Actually, used easel. In easel, if you double click on the actual image, you're able to mess with the points, and I kind of rounded some curves and took away some points, streamlined it.
Yeah, because I know you had because I know those vector images when you have them transferred over. So once in a while, you get just a little bit of a tweak where you don't want it, and I've tried doing it in Aspire where you change the nodes around. And sometimes I just screw it up even worse.
Well, that's the thing. It's something you have to play around with. So, taking the points, deleting them, adding them. And go ahead, Nick. I can't talk with you.
So I think we should actually mention to our listener base that if you don't have easel and you want to mess around with it, it's a free download. You can go ahead and go to the Inventables website and download it and mess around with it. See if you like it. Obviously, it's not going to be the Easel Pro version, and now back to you, Josh.
How much sleep did you get, Nick? Because I remember last episode, you were falling asleep.
I was dragging. Yeah.
Did you sleep from last Tuesday until now?
Yeah, I haven't shaved since I fell asleep, so I've got the 5-day, 7-day beard going on. It's all good.
Looks good, man. Looks good. It fits you well.
Thanks.
So basically, Nick's absolutely right. Easel is a wonderful program. In the beginning, I wasn't so sure about it because it being an online program, but it does have a lot of features, and they're increasing the capability of it. It seems like every month. So if you have a CNC and you're kind of wondering, what you want to use for your program, I would check it out, because there are a lot of programs out there, and some of them are up to $2,000, $3,000. Yeah.
They're
And
up there.
this, I think for a year, I think they just upped their price because they're adding some new technology, but it's like $200. It might be less than that. I got a 3-year trial with the purchase of my X car. So that's one of the reasons I really don't know the price of it currently. But going back to my story before I was really interrupted, staring at Nick intensely while he laughs. But long story short, I messed with the nose, as AJ pointed out. I got it rounded out.
You messed with their nose.
Nodes, bro.
I did.
We're going to keep screwing you up. You know that, right?
Yeah.
We're just going to keep interrupting.
I'm gonna go ahead and plow through this and get to one of you guys. Anyway, so the nose was fixed, the lips were fixed, everything was fixed that needed to be, and it turned out great. You can check out the carve. I used Orca abrasives for the sanding and for the what do you call it? Yeah, it's when you take a pad and you buff it. Yeah, buffer pad. There we go. Using words.
You forgot what.
It's one of those days. Anyhow, yeah, I got through it. And it turned out great. I'll be making a second one. Got to use some epoxy in it from Totalboat. Got to use some black diamond pigments, Odiesoil. So I got to use a lot of these brands that I truly love working with. And it was just a great little project. Can't wait to start the next one. The only problem I didn't like about it is all those little engravings, those lines, getting in there with some Odies, getting the Odies out, getting that, all that dust. It was a pain. But we'll be talking about air compressors later, and I'll tell you how I utilize mine. So, yeah, I got you, didn't I? Anyway, the kitchen table that I'm working on, it's coming together nicely.
What's that made out of?
Pine.
Oh, funny.
I wanted to do ash in the beginning, but what it came down to is the customer purchased
a piece of ash.
It would have been a nice one too.
A lot of it.
A heavy piece of ash. Yep. For sure. But what it came down to is the legs were pine they were purchasing, and I was worried about having flow through the actual project. I could have kind of got away with it, but if you stain ash and then you stain pine and put them next to each other, you would have to mess around with it to get it right. It just, in my mind, wasn't going to flow right. And the customer liked the price of the pine much better than the price of the ash. And the customer's always right. So I went with pine and, went through a whole pile of boards to get what I needed. Got everything together, put it together. Now I'm running into a little problem that I actually reached out to the two gentlemen I'm talking to today. On the legs, I did. Don't lie. Anyway, when I was trying to do the levelers, I'm having a problem getting a straight drill hole. I know you guys can play with that a little bit.
Nah.
That way, because all the houses that we live in are not straight. Well, go ahead. Jeez.
I have a solution.
I'm just going to sit here and drink. Oh, what's that?
Well, I mean, if you had the Rockler, drill guide, you'd be all right. But
yeah, I'm not willing to spend $300 on that.
Hey, I didn't spend $300. How
much was it?
It's
like $150.
Well, for just the guide, but I got the guide with the clamps, so it was like a couple $100.
Yeah, it was like
regardless, I had a gift card, so I didn't spend that much. But at the end of the day, if you had a drill guide, you could get that 90 and be on point.
And that's where I'm actually going. There's a $33 one that's on Amazon that I'll be purchasing here sometime soon to go ahead and fix my issue.
Glamazon.
Yeah. Well, it's a brand that I've actually used with other stuff. They have
Milescraft.
Yeah, I think so. Actually, absolutely.
But now, does that one? Because I know what Nick was talking about with the clamp. Because that Milescraft, I don't know. Don't you need a pretty decent sized flat surface for that, or can you actually put it on something small?
But what I was going to do is attach it to a board and then drill a hole through that board and utilize it that way.
Oh, so you make a pre-drilled hole on a board and you use it that way.
Yep.
Yep, pretty much. Anyhow,
I smell what you're stepping in. It's all good.
Going on. I got that going on. I'll be setting that as I figure out the legs a little bit and the leg holes a little bit. And then I'll be working on the next Chief going away present, and additionally I have like 3 going away presents I'm working on. And then the wine cabinet I'm starting to work on as well, getting that together. Basically, I have a whole bunch of projects I am trying to complete in the shop all at once at the same time, and it's going well. The shop is a mess, and yeah. But with that, enough of me and me stuttering over what I have to do. Nick, What do you have going on in that humongous shop behind you?
Yeah, so a couple days ago, I backed my old trailer up to this brand new 2-car garage and emptied her out. And I couldn't believe it was like clown car, man, pulling stuff out of that U-Haul trailer. Just filled her on up, filled the garage up. And then the movers came and dropped more stuff off. And I was like, I can't believe I fit all that in my 1-car garage back in Jersey. So it's a little more spread out now. I got to build a few things, a little bit of shop furniture, nothing too major. But my miter station is now like a folding table. So, I had to get rid of the old miter station. It was just not something I could take with me. But I did break down a lot of my materials, and I have all the 2x4s over in the corner over there, so I don't have to go pay $8 a 2x4 now. Yeah. Other than that, though, I got the old, move into the house, and I'm loving the place. I love Texas. God bless Texas, man. This place is fantastic. The weather, I don't have to put a coat on. I don't have to worry about, Jersey weather, whether it's warm one day or freezing the next. It's always kind of temperate here. But yeah, got my CNC out of I almost dropped my CNC machine, by the way.
Oh no!
But
oh my God!
You'll be dropping like a baby.
So I built the cabinet. I have it in like a tank. So kudos to me on that. Yeah, and then the electrician will be coming out here soon to wire up some 220 in the garage, add a few extra outlets, and I got to just put some track lighting up top, and we're good to go, man.
Track lighting?
Whatever.
Like the 90s track lighting with like the spotlights?
I would like to have like LEDs like that. Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
But
I'm just picturing something in my head.
Disco ball drops from the ceiling.
Yes.
I got you.
That's all I got going on in my shop. What about you there, AJ? Let me guess.
Wait. Hold on. I just want to mention, he got up earlier and opened his garage door, and how far away he had to go to do this. Just
he almost had to drive there.
Yeah, I was literally 25 feet away from you guys when I did that. So not really, but close. Oh, so yeah, AJ, what's going on in your shop? Let me guess. Flags.
You'll be kind of right and kind of wrong at the same time because I finished a few flags, and then I got them shipped out today. One's going to Chicago, and then one is going to North Carolina. So the Chicago one was going for, I believe that they were new recruits going through training, and they wanted to, I believe, surprise their instructor and with the flag. So they wanted their names on it and then the date range that they were going to school there. And that one got sent out, and then a Marine flag got sent out. That's going to North Carolina. And I can't post that one up yet because they want to wait until it arrives so that it can be a surprise. And then I got that green and black flag that I'm still working on. That one's got to get some stars, and the company logo that's going for actually Tacticalkeychains hit me up a while back, and then I kept on putting it off because I didn't know where to get green stain to match his logo color. So finally I got some Mixall and made my own stain, which actually worked out really, really well. I dropped it in some Minwax water-based stain with a clear tint base, and it worked out really well. What else I got going on? Signs I got more orders for. Actually, I just got an order for cornhole boards from somebody local that wants a set of thin red line with their department's patch on it. And I actually messaged Josh to see price range and whatnot because I've only made one set of cornhole boards, and it was just for myself. So I don't know. Go ahead.
You had problems with making the hole, didn't you? That's what we were talking about before. I did. Okay.
Yes. This time I'm going to do it smart, and I'm going to take a circular saw and pivot it in the center and then just grind it out.
You just make the new cornhole board with a box for the hole. Call it a day.
I like it. I think triangle.
Yeah.
Oh, diamond.
Have you ever seen the wavy boards? I'm not even kidding. They have like wavy cornhole boards that I forget, they call it something else, but it is just cornhole, but the board is like wavy. And let me try and find it on.
Doesn't that defeat the purpose?
No, it's apparently it's harder to play because the optical illusion of the wave.
Oh my lord! I mean, there's one. Yeah, I'm seeing it. Warp hole. They're called warp hole.
Warp hole. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wow, that's strange.
That sounds
well.
more
I
like
mean,
a
I can
threat
make a
than it
wavy
does
flag.
a game.
That'd be cool. You do a wavy flag and do like a epoxy top on it.
You know how heavy that would be?
Yeah.
Hey.
It's not like you're lifting them up and carrying them like 100 yards or anything.
You never know. Wow. Anyway, back to the same old stuff that's in my shop. Still got that bedroom bench that I have to make, which I'm dragging my feet on because it's a larger project, and of course, you know me, I just want to procrastinate on it. But yeah, it's just a lot of different things. There's actually one project that I got to throw on the CNC over the weekend that I've been putting off for quite some time. And no, it's not that Tools Today flag. So
still putting that off?
No, I'm re-rendering it for the 400th time. I want to re-render it again. No, I just haven't touched that one. I've got so much other stuff going on. But yeah, I mean, same old stuff that I got going on. You hear it every week. But I'm sorry to bore everybody out there. You know,
again,
same old.
The stuff you're creating is not like you're doing the same flag over and over. Every flag you do has differences. Like the badge is different. Like the waves are different. It's not like you have a template that
you almost even pushed a flag out that only had 12 stripes. So I mean, come on, man. Remember that one?
Unique.
Oh, trust me. Oh, actually, you remember? I think I talked to you guys about it, about messaging a customer after it's delivered, you know, to see, because you never heard anything back.
Yeah.
And that was that flag. That was that 4-footer. I was so worried that it arrived, you know, either something was wrong with it or whatnot, or the guy hated it. And I bit the bullet and messaged them. And I think a day later, I got a message back that, you know, everything was fine with it. You know, he's just, because that was actually going to be a cover for a liquor cabinet that he was making. He's like, so I'm still in the process of building the cabinet itself, but, you know, the flag is fine. Everything's fine with it. I really like it. So it was almost like a sigh of relief at that point. So
can I bring something up real quick? And I think this affects all three of us, and that is like lack of communication from customers. Like when they inquire about something, and no, check it out, because I've had this happen where they inquire about something, and then you'll ask a follow-up question, or you'll be like, yeah, sure, I could accommodate. This is the price or whatnot. You provide them a quote, whatever, and then you get radio silence for like a month or even 2 weeks. And you're like, well, maybe it wasn't meant to be. And then out of the blue, the customer messages you and says, hey, man, is that project done for me? Like, are you serious? I've been there. Fortunately, I made a project as like a practice project for this particular case. I made the item just to see if I could do it. And I made it well. So when they did message me back, I was like, yeah, no problem. I'll get it out to you. But, you know.
Okay.
I think Josh has had this issue before.
Okay, my customer base, a lot of time when they reach out, they're like, hey, here's a picture of what I want. And that's great. I can't really price off a picture like that because I need to know size and know there's details that need to be worked out. And a lot of the customers don't realize that until I start asking questions. Some of them panic and don't message me back. Some of them will message back. And then when I get to a price, they'll do what we're talking about, Nick, and they'll be quiet. And then all of a sudden they'll be like, I want that project. And I have to scroll back wondering what project they're, talking about.
Oh my.
And I had one recently where they reached out about a very particular project. I asked my very particular questions. They said yes to those questions. And then I waited for them to respond to my last question. I do a feeler. A lot of times I'll reach out after a week or two to see like maybe they forgot about the conversation or something happened. And this particular individual responded with, can't do the project. This is defective or something around that lines, what they wanted to include into this project. And then I informed them that that's the way it needed to be. I know this is very confusing, but long story short, yeah, I have problems with communication with customers all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's either they're not reading what I actually ask them and they're answering just, off the hip, or they're not prepared for the questions that I have to get to their desired product.
And I'm sorry to cut you off, but a lot of our issues, and I was talking with Kim about this, is I just had somebody talk to Kim about a project that I could make, and they go, I want a sign. Okay, what color? I don't know. How big? I don't know. It's like, but you want it, so you gotta give me something, because I'll make it, 40 feet wide by 100 feet tall, but is that realistic? And I'll paint it pink for all I know. You got to give us something. Some customers will come. I've had it where they went, here's the size flag, here's the colors, here's the badge. This is where I want it, locations where they want names. And when can you have it done? But others, it's like you're pulling teeth with it. And
there's nothing more easier than making something to specs. When I had a customer provide me a diagram.
Wow.
Basically, they sent me the dimensions of the size font that they wanted, the spacing, everything, and it was wonderful because there was no guesswork. I didn't have to worry about messing it up because I had the blueprint right in front of me. But yeah, that guesswork sometimes can bite you in the rear, especially if the customer isn't responding after you ask a follow-up question like, "Hey, I need to finish your project, but I got to know what's going on in your shop, man."
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating when you talk to the customer sometimes, especially when there's a lack of communication.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be a constant. They'll reach out and it's like, it's awesome to give you that picture, and you get down to the nitty gritty. And what I don't like is I don't charge anyone for my time to price anything out. My shop is not big enough where I could do that and actually utilize, get customers. So I'll spend all this time planning, their project, trying to get all these details from line by line, because usually it's Facebook Messenger or Instagram. It's never a phone call where you can just ask and get a response. And you spend all this time, and all of a sudden they're like, no, you know what? Nah. Or like, I could buy that at Target for, $30. And
are you serious? People say that to you?
I've had people say that to me. Like, hey, can you make this? And I'm like, yeah, that's going to be $50. Oh, I can buy that at Target for like $20. I'm like, well, that's great.
Yep.
I'm custom making this.
Go buy it at Target then. I'm sorry.
That's pretty much not the response I give. I do it as politely as I can. But there's a lot of people that do not understand that a mass-produced product is cheaper than something that is one-off in my shop.
Yeah. I fully get it.
Yeah,
go ahead, AJ.
A lot of people don't understand that, and this is going back like, I don't even know, episode 2, 3, something. We were talking about it. I had somebody message me about a wooden crate and something else small, but I forget how much I was going to charge her, and I didn't know anything about pricing, so I just kind of like pieced it together, and I was losing money because, of course, I was underpricing. And she comes back and goes, that's absolutely, like 3 paragraphs of why I'm a jerk and how can I charge this much for something when Walmart sells it for $10. And I'm going, because Walmart is mass producing these, and it's not, I'm hand making it. I'm making one of them, not 10,000 of them. So it's
I'll
the same
even
argument you hear.
So when my customers or potential customers send me a picture from Pinterest or wherever else, right? They'll be like, "Hey, can you make this?" But they won't include the price in the picture, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm like, "Hey, I'll start doing the research, right? Because I'll go on Pinterest and look, or I'll go do a Google search for the item name or whatnot, and if I find it, I'll actually tell them, like, look, you would be better off ordering this from them. Just trying to, avoid the whole awkward situation where you're like, a $40 item is going to cost them $75 because it's going to take me a little more time to do than just, getting it from China. Anyway, so, and I'll tell like, hey, you're better off just getting it here because I can make it. And unless you really want me to make it, I'll make it by all means. But it's going to cost this much. And that usually at that point is end of transmission for them, you know? Like, oh, okay, thanks, man. And then whatnot. But yeah, definitely been there. I actually have a challenge for our listeners. If they want to email us the most rancid customer story that they have, like the most awkward or whatnot about pricing, like things that customers have actually said to them. I want to hear it. Just shoot us a voice message or type us an email. Send it to sawduststationpodcast@gmail.com. I would love to hear it.
Yeah, if we get enough of those, we could do a segment. As long as you guys keep it clean as possible.
Yeah,
you know.
And we'll be sure
we can
not
always
to
edit them
mention
too.
your
And leave
first
names
last name.
out.
Well, we can make it like just a ratchet episode of Sawdust Nation podcast where we just like, scary stories,
Like a
Let's just
like a
open it up
socket
to
and a
like
ratchet.
open it up to basically any horror customer stories you have. So it could be dealings with pricing. It could be dealings with like end results.
That sounds
way
like
it's
a
more of
really raunchy episode. Oh,
Well,
you said
we can-
horror.
horror. Yeah. What do you think I said? Never mind.
You'll hear it
Yeah.
again.
I'm pretty sure. Anyway, man, I had something to add to Nick's
Sorry.
and I cannot remember. You just got me totally off track here.
That's impossible.
Yeah, I remember halfway through when we were talking about something completely different. And
All you got to
I'll
do
bring
is
it
just
up.
add the elevator music right now, and then you can think about it.
Yeah,
Actually,
I think we can.
where did we shoot off from? We shot off from AJ's shop, didn't we?
Yeah,
Yep.
we interrupted him. I think we went from wavy cornhole boards to talking about customers to you name it.
Yep.
Oh,
So-
that's what I remember now. So
Oh,
LV
Josh, remember.
music
So
will
anyway,
stop here.
Nick, I heard you had questions.
And we're done here. No, seriously, if you have a customer that sends you a picture and you know it's from a site, you can crop it. And then if you have a Android phone option to scan the actual photo and it will reverse search it. And that's what I do. So I'll actually download the photo, crop it, or just throw it into my save. And there's like a box with a, almost looks like the Instagram symbol on the bottom. And you click it and it'll scan it and it'll actually pull any kind of wording from the photo or any kind of picture. And you can search the picture. And that's how I find like the exact listing they pulled it from. So I know where they're actually looking and what price range. So I could do something similar to Nick and be like, hey, look, this says it's $25. I'm going to charge you $75 to $100 depending on details. It makes it a lot easier to get to that point of they really want something custom made or they just really want something, a talking piece.
Yeah, that or if they're trying to baloney you know what I mean? Like, well, you can get this here for this much. And you double check and it's like, look, no, you can't. So do me a favor.
Yeah.
But we have questions.
Anywho, so
We have some
got
And silence.
yes, hello. Are we live? We're doing it live, everybody. So anyway, we
Sort of,
got a
kinda.
question sent in by the one, the only Sam, who had sent us an email.
Yo. So Sam wrote in and said,
Oh,
hey,
what
Josh.
was that?
Wait. I don't.
What was that?
No. Anyway, Sam wrote in.
Yep.
Hey, I'm trying to read here. There's no pictures,
Oh.
so we can't have Nick do it. It says, hey,
Wow.
Josh, Mick, and AJ.
Wait, Mick?
Yep,
Mick. M-I-C-K.
We have Mickey Mouse. Anyway, still really enjoying the podcast every week. 2 questions. Number 1, with summer coming up, and well, endless summer for Nick or Mick, how do you keep your shop comfortable? The temperatures and humidity. Okay, Mick, let us know how you keep your shop comfortable.
Well, I haven't had to deal with it yet down here in Texas, but I'm thinking about getting myself one of them fine air conditioners for the garage. Gonna build a little slot with what do you call it? Plywood and slide it in the door. This way, like under the garage door. This way I can run the AC during the day or whenever I'm in the shop, and then pull that whole sucker inside the garage and shut the door when I'm going to bed or done with the shop. But that's how I'm going to climate control my garage this summer. I know it gets super hot down here in San Antonio. So how about you there, AJ?
So with your setup, you're going to you're going to open up the garage door, have a plywood block off with a hole for intake air
for the the air conditioner to stick out. And this way,
now when you have your door open, won't the top be open? So you're going to be allowing hot.
Well,
go ahead.
Even if it does, it's still going to work because I've seen it done. I've seen it done in my neighborhood. You could always plug it.
You've been there for like a week.
I'm going to jump on this bandwagon real quick. Yes. If he does it underneath the door, because that's what I did this last summer, the top will definitely be open. But if he builds a little platform for the bottom that's solid and then takes the hose, have it so it comes up from the top, he can close out the top with that and then have a piece at the bottom that's one solid piece. So, yeah, he's going to have to do a little bit more work, but at least he'll have it kind of enclosed a lot better off than he would if it just went underneath the door. An idea. That's what I'm going to try this summer. So, yeah.
My old neighbor did that in housing where Josh lives. I guess their air conditioner went out. And the whole entire house heated up, so they gave him wall units. Well, they never came to pick up the wall units, so he used it for his garage for the rest of the summer. And that's how he did it. So
yeah, I mean, there's ways to do it. It's just you kind of, especially like Mick and myself have to rent, so we can't just drill holes in the side of the garage.
Makes sense. Well, for myself, I just get a block of ice and I put a fan in front of it and hope it lasts the whole summer.
Do you seriously do that? Because I've heard that works. If you put
that's
ice
how I
in
can
a bucket.
That's how I
Dry
control
ice.
the humidity and temperature. You
Boom.
know,
In the
Look at
window, bro. You honestly look like you're.
I don't know what's going on. My phone just started. Sorry,
anyway,
guys.
no. I have a window box unit that I was actually fortunate enough to get from my in-laws because they had it just sitting in their garage and they didn't need it anymore. So I was like, ooh, I think that one will fit because it's an odd size window. It's like between sizes. So that one fit perfect. What?
Tween sizes.
I don't have a big window and I don't have a small window. I got like a medium happy-go-lucky kind of window.
Okay,
Yeah. Whatever helps
And
you
then,
sleep at night.
Wow. This is a tough crowd. Tough crowd. So anyway, Josh,
Interesting episode.
what do you do for your AC cooling, heating, humidity?
My wife got me an AC unit for, I think, Father's Day last year. And basically, I was running underneath the door, much like Nick was going to do in his new Texas location. But I'm going to mix things up a little bit and try going from the top and then plugging the bottom and seeing how that works. So,
Oh boy, if I had a bigger shop and enough room, I would put a little mini split system so that I could just have it mounted on the wall and just like a regular AC system. But that would be ideal.
I would absolutely love to install something that's just permanently out there and then, shut it off, during the winter, obviously, turn on the heater. But
So check it out.
well,
If it was my house and I built the darn thing, I would just go ahead and HVAC in the garage as well.
Yeah,
and make sure the entire garage was insulated, so I had heating and air conditioning in there. But it's just not in the cards right now.
yeah, no kidding. I'm actually running into the whole renting issue right now with some tools. But moving on. Number 2, would you rather only be able to see the world in shades of green or have everything you eat taste like boiled potatoes? Happy St. Patrick's Day, guys. Sam. Throwing it off to AJ.
I'm going to go with shades of green because boiled potatoes. Come on. Nobody wants boiled potatoes.
I mean, they are good.
Yeah, they are. Especially because he didn't say you can't add toppings. So, like...
Well, he said everything would taste like boiled potatoes.
It would taste like, yeah.
Yeah, not that you would eat boiled potatoes. Everything would taste it. So you'd have ice cream and you'd be eating boiled potatoes. I'd rather see everything in green. Who cares? least I could still taste.
Yeah.
Right? You feel
I'm
me?
colorblind.
Feel me?
I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but I'm colorblind. So
Yeah, we could tell by your choice of clothing.
yeah, doesn't really matter to me. I'm gonna go with green.
Oh man, that's gonna be. I'm
Wow,
lost here.
these ribs really taste like boiled potatoes. Wow.
Okay, yeah, I like food way
They're
too
so
much.
tender.
Yep, I'm gonna have to go with the whole sea green. Yep, sea green.
Outstanding.
Yep.
Well, that
Okay,
about wraps
so,
that question up. We killed it.
Nailed it. Hey, I think we have another question.
We do. We have a question that got sent in by one of our faithful listeners from day one, and his name is Trails. And guess what, guys? I don't have it pulled up on the Instagram account. So, Josh, what is it?
Oh, I don't either. So, Nick, what is it?
Well, guys, if you just give me one moment here, I'll be able to pull it up, and we'll be able
Whoever
to.
pulls it up first wins.
What's up? No, I've got it right here.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, we all got it. We all do a line or what?
No, I
Sure.
got
I'm
it.
going to say one word. Hey.
Okay. Guys. Hey guys, question for the podcast this week. My question is, how far away from the surface do you keep the magnets behind the surface of your beer bottle openers? And how many magnets do you put? Thanks guys, looking forward to hearing back from you. Trails Custom Woodworks. Isaiah.
Sorry, my eyes are a little
2020.
watery. I can't read. I'm illiterate. My bad.
I know, no pictures? You can't read. I got you.
It's
right.
got to be in crayon. It's got to be written in crayon for me to read it.
Crayon or marker?
Quick,
So,
I got a quick answer for Trails. I don't make beer bottle openers, so AJ.
Well, if I have a 3/4 inch piece, I would probably drill it down. I think about like 1/2 inch, because I tried one magnet at just the depth of the magnet, because I'm using the same ones Josh is using. And I want to say those are only like 3 millimeter thick, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I don't remember, but I'm not going to lie, man. I go as far as I can. Like, I do a test piece of the thickness of whatever I'm doing, which I don't remember offhand what I have used in the past. And I go down until like minimal material, because I want that bottle to, cap the stick. And I use 2. So I get as, much out of it as I can. If someone's buying that from me, I want to make sure that's going to operate exactly how it's supposed to. And I sent you a video when I first did my first one. I literally can throw a nail across the room and it hits it and it will stick. The first one didn't.
I was going to say, if I remember correctly, you threw it with the utmost confidence and it failed miserably.
Yeah, because I think it hit the point or something stupid. But, I did it again. And as long as it has some surface area other than just the point, just the tip, it worked great.
Josh, you should get an electromagnet and plug it in the wall. This way, it'll just suck the Tin Man through a keyhole.
I usually
you
just
turn
use
it
a
on
full
and the
pack
whole
of
room
those.
starts to slide. Everything metal starts to get.
That's some good anchors you're using in the wall. If that bottle opener that bottle opener is staying on
Doesn't
the wall.
move. Yeah.
Your cast iron tables, your joiners moving across the shop.
Yeah, everything's rolling across the shop.
Iron Man.
Yeah, that's right. You got saw blades and wood chisels like stuck in the wall.
No, nothing's around it. It's all just piled right into the center of where that magnet is, and it just grows as it just keeps collecting stuff.
I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, you guys are saying that I might overdo it with my magnet usage.
No, I'm
because
saying this is what you should do.
Okay.
When you turn the magnet on, your lights, like the whole neighborhood
Flicker.
dims.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
We went down a rabbit hole there.
We have more business to attain to, right?
Well, I think AJ would like to finish
10-2.
his.
Nope, don't care anymore. Don't care.
Sorry, AJ.
Move on. No, it's all right. I had nothing to say.
But this is your part, AJ, because we had a little contest last week, didn't we?
Yes, we did, and we're gonna be giving away that nice bottle opener that I was gonna tell you how many magnets and how I did it. But
Go ahead. We'd like to hear more about this wonderful bottle opener.
real quick, because I know y'all both are good.
Anyhow, that was great,
out of this.
AJ. Thanks for telling us.
See, I could just keep talking over you, so it's okay. I'm not going to lose my train of thought on this one. I used my CNC to drill the hole out for that magnet, and not a regular Forstner bit. But hold on, I used my router in a shoddy way to cut out the cornhole hole.
Yeah, I'm about to say, like, you thought about the CNC for the bottle opener, but you never use the CNC for the one thing. Oh, wow.
The hole on the cornhole was 6 inches. The magnet was in millimeters, so I figured I had to be more precise. So I went with a CNC.
Did you have to hammer that magnet in?
No, I cut it so perfectly that it just dropped right in, and then I filled it with some Totalboat and let that baby cure. And I did 2 magnets.
Did you do any color with your Totalboat?
No, I did.
How did you finish the
because
magnet? The wood. How'd you finish the wood?
Odie's. That was those walnut and Paduke.
You don't
What
remember
did you
the
sand
episode?
it to?
Let me think of what I think. Only I want to say 220. I went high on it.
Typically, where I go 220.
So did you use did you do it by hand with the Orca pads or what?
No, I used the discs on the Merca.
That were Orca. Anyway, there was an episode we talked about that where he threw it into a pool and hit Billy Bob or whatever. You don't remember that?
No.
I remember it clear as day. And we were talking about the Totalboat Halcyon, and that I laid.
That's what it
and
was.
you asked me why I used Halcyon on bottle openers, and that's when I went into the deep, dark rabbit hole of why I used Halcyon when you might have a backyard pool party, throwing it to your bro. Remember your bro into the pool because he said, "Yo, I need a cold one, and I got to open it, but I'm in the pool, bro."
Handsome. Yeah, that's good times. Anyway, so we hit on Odie's, we hit on Halcyon, Totalboat. Moving on. Sorry, well, we're all over the place in this episode.
So who won?
You.
Anyway, so we have a winner from the giveaway. We had several entries. Thank you for submitting your entries. And now AJ's going to tell us who the winner is. Drum roll.
We went through the thousands of emails that we had gotten, and we had to go through each and every picture. And there were quite a few that were very interesting. They were awesome projects, but it all came down to this one particular build that really stood out from the crowd, and it stood about 10 feet tall on the front wall. And that would be the build that Alan Stonerock sent in of his kids' playhouse that he built in his backyard. And the front wall, as I mentioned, was 10 feet tall, and I should just be in a Dr. Seuss book at this point. And it was made out of all antique windows that him and his wife had picked up at antique stores and salvage yards. And then the one thing that caught my eye was the front door. I don't know if you noticed that door. It's almost like a mosaic on the bottom. And that's just, it's funky looking, with all the windows. And I'm curious on the inside of it. You can get a small glimpse of it through some of the windows. But it almost looks like one of those, like Josh said, like those tiny houses that that's the new rage that all the kids are saying nowadays.
So for the listeners that don't know what we're talking about because they can't see it, we're going to go ahead and post a picture up on our Instagram and tag the creator. So
absolutely. So you guys can appreciate, he did an amazing job. We're actually going to ask for some
Sorry,
more
I didn't mean to
pictures.
cut you off there, AJ, but at first I was like, I don't know. These people are probably listening like, trying to picture it.
Well, that's why I'm, describing it. I'm trying to be the voice of the picture. I'm becoming one of the picture. Yes.
Every picture tells 1,000 words, and you said every last one of them.
Awkward.
Wow. Thank you for joining us on this 38th episode of Sawdust Nation, and I will not be joining on the 39th. This is my last episode.
Nah, you have to be there, man.
I almost didn't make it to this episode. I was asleep on the couch when you messaged me.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Just letting everybody on.
Got that exciting life going on.
Yeah, the exciting life of staying up way too long and doing too many projects.
So do you nap before you go into garage for the evening and then go to bed afterwards?
No. If I do, I'll never go into the garage. I come home, I'll let you guys in on the background of my daily life. I'll come home. We'll either eat dinner beforehand or I'll go into the shop if Kim's at yoga. And then I'll work. We'll eat dinner at probably 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. And then we go to bed. It's a long night. Because if I stop, once I get home, I can't restart. I'm done.
Yeah. Keep going.
So with that, once again, congratulations to Alan, and we will be messaging you shortly. So with that, Nick came up with a fantastic, outstanding topic for us to discuss today. And I know I personally wanted to talk about this for quite some time, but Nick came up with a good topic about air compressors, how many you should own, which ones you should own, what types you should own, if you should regulate all of them, if they should all be regulated or some of them, how many hoses you should need. Do you need quick connect? And I'm going to throw it to you, Nick. What do you have in your shop?
So for the folks who are the weekend, no. For the folks who are the weekend warriors, or the guys working in the garage, guys and gals working in the garage at night while people are sleeping, I highly recommend getting a silent flow or something that's super quiet. Just because when it kicks on, you're not going to wake anybody up. I know the smaller like pancake compressors, when they kick on, everybody in the house knows it. So I have a silent flow 2-gallon underneath my CNC machine, and I use that for using pin nails, like whatever I need, any sort of like tool wise. I also have a 60-gallon floor mounted compressor. It's got the legs that are, mounted to the floor. Excuse me. I use that for everything else. So air tools for the car. If I had a spray air gun, I would use it for that. It handles a heavier load. And I also blow the shop out with that because it's not kicking on every 2 minutes. When if you do a two gallon air compressor, you're going to have that thing running constantly if you're blowing your entire shop out. Mm-hmm. That being said, what about you guys?
I know I have a 60-gallon Ingersoll Rand 220 volt Mambo Jumbo, and it's loud. Once you kick it on, it just kicks and it fills up and holds air for quite some time. So you got plenty of air to use if you need to. I also have a Porter Cable 6-gallon pancake compressor that is louder than I think the big Ingersoll. And I know Josh and I, when we went over to Pete's house, we saw that little California air compressor that he has that is as quiet, if not quieter, than a refrigerator. And you literally kick it on, and their decibel rating on that, on one specific one that I'm looking at, is 65 decibels. They do a scale on their website that it says it's actually less than you talking. So your conversation is apparently louder than this compressor. So honestly, I might switch out. I like having the 60-gallon because you have that reserve capacity, but honestly, get rid of that, get rid of Pancake, and then get one of these little California air compressors, and I think I'll be set. Just because of the one big factor is how quiet they are. You don't have to worry about them.
Agreed.
So I think I would take quiet over storage. And apparently they're maintenance-free. The compressors are maintenance-free, so you don't have to worry about any oil. I don't know about your 60-gallon, but I got to do maintenance on it every once in a while.
Yeah, my 60-gallon has oil. Mm-hmm. So I haven't run it enough. So the past 4 years, it's been sitting there without being used. So, and I got it right before I came to New Jersey from Charleston. So it only had maybe a couple months worth of use, and then sat for 4 years.
Was it brand new when you got it?
Yeah, brand new. It's one of the Lowe's store specials, the Cobalts.
I think mine. I think the inspection tag that's on it is from like 1990 or something like that, and it's still kicking. The parts are completely obsolete for it.
But they don't make them like they used to, though. They used to make them stout, and now they make them pretty chintzy. Yeah. Can I say that? Is that a bad word? I don't know.
No.
Okay. Well, they make them terrible now. What about you, Josh?
I fell asleep there for a second.
Wow.
No, see, I don't have much on compressors. The one I have is a Craftsman Pancake. I think it's like 6.
Probably the same as
it's
that
loud.
cable. Yeah.
It basically, you can hear it, 5 houses down inside. Like, if it's on at night and I forget to unplug it and it runs, it wakes my kids up. It's horrible. But it does everything I need it to. I don't have many air tools, for blowing out this tiny shop, it isn't bad. And for utilizing it for like that recent project I did in Walnut, I was able to blow a lot of the material and excess ODs and whatnot. That's how I got it all out. And it works fairly well. I mean, it might run once or twice during that time, but I don't leave it plugged in, so it's not going to just run when it wants to. I would like to get a quieter one. Yeah, it would definitely be beneficial in the fact that I could leave it plugged in and always have that available. But it only takes a little while to actually pressurize.
Yeah.
And if I had a big shop like Nick now, I would definitely just use a leaf blower, electric leaf blower, one of the major brands, get that battery operated, and call that a day. I at this time don't need a huge compressor, and I don't foresee needing one. If taking up an outlet that I could use for a tool, you know what I'm saying? Especially 220. But that's my take. Obviously, things might change later down the way, but 60 gallon, I think would be a waste for me. It would just, it would load up once, and I would probably wouldn't utilize it enough for it to go again. My remainder of my time here. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, with that, you want to wrap?
yeah, it's up to you guys. We did the giveaway. We talked about our topic. We have some events that are coming up. Keep in mind that we will have a guest at the end of this month, 2 episodes from now. And
on the 30th.
We'll have a special guest at that time. And in the beginning of the month, we do our YouTube Live at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on YouTube's.
It's going to be April 6th.
Yep. April 6th will be the live, and March 30th. I believe that this week or this month is Lucas over at Man-Made, right?
It absolutely is, yeah.
Cool.
So, hopefully you can join us for that.
Let's talk about our giveaway a little bit more on the 6th. So what we have is a Kutzall disc.
Yes, we do.
What kind of Kutzall?
Same exact one that I use. It's going to be the Kutzall original disc in its coarse type. So it's not the fine, not the very coarse. It's the middle of the ground, the one that I've been using for quite some time now. I actually just tried the extremes out, and very good. It takes a lot of material out.
Okay.
Anyway.
So if you want to be like AJ and carve beautiful wavy flags, show up on the 6th of April on our YouTube Live and for a chance to win that Kutzall disc. And we have Orca abrasives. It's a sample package, right? I gotta look and see. It's actually a pretty big package, I believe, because I saw the description a couple weeks ago, but I didn't look at it recently. But
you didn't look at the package to see if it was big?
I didn't look at the package to see if it was big. I just took Orca's word for it. Anyway, you're going to have a shot to win some Orca abrasive sandpaper and other products. We will go ahead and get that listed on our website with pictures here shortly. Excuse me, not website, on our Instagram.
We'll go ahead and list the events, the times, the dates, what's happening with who and when. That way, you guys can, look at that and get reminders. Probably do a story too with a countdown. That way you can subscribe to that, and it will notify you when those events are happening.
Yeah. So
very good.
But yeah, give Kutzall and Orca some love on the Big IG, and check out their pages as well.
Who else should our listeners give some love to, Nick?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. So, for the best epoxies and varnish finishes, visit www.totalboat.com. So, hop on that boat, Totalboat. And if you're looking for that laser, pew, 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 for your CNC machine, head over to Jtechphotonics. Jay over at Jtechphotonics has outstanding customer service and top-rated laser products. So, give them a visit, www.jtechphotonics.com, and tell them Nick sent you.
Cool. Well, if you want to send a question into the podcast, you can message us on Instagram, myself over at Crafted in NJ. My name is AJ, by the way. Nick over at NPG Creations, or you could send a nice, lovely hello, Texan, who's texting. Get it?
It's Mick now, by the way.
Yes. Hi, Mick. It's Mick from NPG Creations and Josh over at N North Country Woodworking, right? North Country Woodworking, or you NPG Creations Country?
Oh, you're killing me now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Joke's dead.
This will be the last episode, I'm telling you. Anyway, if you also want to reach us over at the Sawdust Nation Podcast, you can reach it on Instagram, Sawdust Nation Podcast. You can also send an email to sawdustnationpodcast@gmail.com. And if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, leave us a 5-star review, leave a comment. The reviews help us gain more followers, more listeners, and get higher in the ranks. And with that, I'm going to throw it to Josh for final words.
And the big catch here. Nick, what do you have?
Take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, see you down the road of peace.
Bye-byes, everybody. I'll see you next week.
See, he's coming back. It's in this contract.
That's what you think.
Thank you for joining us for the Sawdust Nation podcast. Can't wait to see you next time. Sawdust Nation out.
Y'all. Howdy. Dude, I love Texas, man. This place is so awesome. They got these things called Long Johns, but they look like big old donuts, but they're not. Man, they got chocolate on them. And then they have this drink called Big Red. Have you ever had Big Red?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. It's like the worst drink ever, but I can't stop drinking it. It tastes like bubble gum and chemicals. I'm not even kidding.